It is our first investment property. Y'all don't know nothing about this. Come on now. No, they gotta earn their keep. Y'all wanna eat tonight? Paint those baseboards.
Come get with this. It's homebody nutrition.
I tried to work it away. I tried to keep myself busy.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another vlog. My name's Trish, and on this channel we discuss all things home, all things life, and just all of the different things. If y'all are into that type of content, go ahead and take a second to go ahead and subscribe. It only takes a second. Hit that subscribe button, and I upload videos every Monday and Thursday, and I go live from time to time on Wednesdays at 7. So definitely tune in and check me out. Just come, kick it. Today, I'm not at my primary home. I'm not at my home that we currently live in, but I am at a home that is super dear to my heart. It is our first investment property. This is the home that me and my husband built pretty much from the ground up. It wasn't like a new build or anything like that, but this home had fire damage. It was completely inhabitable, and we had a vision. We had some time. We wanted to learn, and that's what we did with our time during that time period. So I'm going to show y'all the house today because we're in a transition right now where there was a tenant living here. They moved out. So now we are getting it ready for another tenant. So I'm just going to give y'all a tour of the house. I'm going to if I have any pictures, I'll try to show y'all like the before pictures and then what it looks like today. But yeah, so that's pretty much what we're doing. We are going to tour this investment property. So come on, let's go inside and let me show y'all around. All right, so I told y'all in the car I was going to show y'all around. Right now, I'm standing in the living room, and I just want to give y'all like a little behind the scene, or just like a flashback to the before. I am going to try to prop up some pictures if we can find them. But if not, that's why I'm going to tell y'all like kind of what it looked like prior to. So when you walked into this house, let me just show y'all. Hold on. So this is the front room. Actually, let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the front door. How about that? So this is when you walk in the front door. So Derek, what is this called? No, like right here. It used to be called something. Oh, so like when you walk into the front door, you're in like the vestibule. So like that's this area right here. So you would walk in, and then before, this used to be a door. I'm just trying to show y'all what it looked like before. So right here where you see this opening, this was actually a door. We got rid of the door just because we wanted it to be a little bit more open. I will say probably keeping the door here will keep some of the heat out and keep some of the air out. So I kind of understand why that was here. But for us, when we were redoing it, we decided to like knock this door down. So just trying to tell y'all for like visual purposes. And then you would walk in. Before we did the house over, when you walked in, this was an opening. I'm trying to show y'all. And just excuse the mess right now because like I said, we're in the middle of transitioning it from one tenant to the other. So we're in here painting and just doing some updates, some renovations right now. But this was an opening. Let me see if I can show y'all. Like right here, this was an opening.
A 2 foot, 3 foot opening.
Yeah, no, probably like 5 feet. You made it wider? Oh, okay. So this was like probably about the size of a door, like a 3 foot opening, maybe 34, 36 inches. But we were going for an open floor plan. I can't even talk. So we knocked this wall out here. So that's what you're kind of seeing here. Now let's step into the living room. That's where I had y'all set up before. So I just want to show y'all what it looked like and then where we are now. So before, when we first was walking through this house, like I said, it was a fire in here. So everything was black and charred. There were no walls, and it was completely inhabitable, right? And then also over here on this wall where you see it's open, this was a wall. So you wouldn't be able to see through. So we knocked this wall out. Well, we opened this wall up as much as we possibly could at the time, just to have it, to give it more of like an open feel. So we didn't have to like always, so we had more than one way to get to the back side of the house. Typically, you would have to walk like down that hallway. I hope y'all can kind of visualize it. So this right here was a wall. All of that right here was a wall. So this room was just, it was compartmentalized. And we wanted it to have like an open floor plan. So that's what we did. And the reason we didn't completely knock this wall down in entirety is because it is a low bearing wall, this whole thing here. So we kept that. And it still provided some division because this is a separate room. So we didn't want it super duper like open and have no division at all. So we did keep that. That worked for the time period. And
We didn't want it open.
huh?
We didn't want it open. We were just novice in our building.
That too. Like I said, I don't know if I told y'all, but this was our very, 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 very first project. And in that, we learned so much just about like investments. We learned a lot, not even financially, like we just learned a lot in general. We learned a lot about ourselves. We learned a lot about life in general.
We built it to live in.
Yeah, we learned a lot about life in general. So let me take y'all back a little bit further too. When we were building this house, it was in a time where we wanted to buy a house. All of our ducks, I guess, weren't in a row because we were younger. We were working on credit, working on finances, working on all those things, right? So we were trying to be creative in our approach to becoming homeowners, and we decided to like just jump in, hands on. I mean, like hands first, like literally, that's what we did. We built this home from the ground up.
And I just want to give a little insight to our thought process at the time. Since we weren't able to buy a home like the traditional route with like getting a mortgage, we were a little distraught at the time because we really wanted to buy, and because things didn't align, we started thinking of ways that we can get a house without having to get a mortgage. So what we were doing, we're looking at the time, we were renting, so we were paying rent. So we decided, like, what if we buy a house? What if we save our money to buy a house and then use our money that we would normally be using to pay rent to fix up the house? So that's what we did. We just saved up our money to purchase a house that was, people would consider it a shell today. So we found a shell, and then we just used all of our cash, and we worked and we fixed it over time. So it took us about like a year, maybe a little longer, but like a year to fix it up. And that's just what we did in order to be able to buy. So our thought at the time was like, what if we can just live rent free? That was the goal at the time. Like, if we can live rent free, then we can eventually save more and then move on to like our next property that we wanted to buy, I guess, per se, like what we was considering our dream home at the time. So that was our goal. We wanted to live rent free, to like kind of reduce our bills, pay down debt, and just get into home buying. Like, that was our goal at the time, and this was the approach that we took. I would consider it a form of house hacking without having another tenant or just anyone living in the home to actually pay the mortgage. We were like paying the mortgage up front by buying a shell and then investing as we went along to like purchase the windows and just purchase the reno as we came up with the money. That's why it took over a year, but it would definitely be considered a form of house hacking.
My husband probably did 92% of the work. I was more of the visionary, but he was the muscle. So together, this is what we came up with. But what was I going to say? Back to just kind of showing y'all where we are now. So this was, this was this room. And then I'm going to take y'all up. Let me take y'all to the next room. And I'm going to take y'all in the way. I'm going to take y'all in a way where typically this is how the house was built at first. So let's walk down this hallway. This is typically how it was built. This was a hallway. And then this right here was the dining room. Imagine this right here being a wall, because that's how it was. Well, originally this is how it was. When we bought this house, this was like burnt down, but this was a wall. This was a doorway. Okay? This was the doorway to the kitchen, but this was a wall. So let me just try to show y'all. This is the dining room. So that was a wall. You would walk through this hallway, and then this was the dining room. So what we did here, Derek, you want to talk a little bit?
I correct you if you're wrong.
All right, he don't want to talk. And sorry, y'all, it's a little dark just because we don't have the electric on right now while we're working. So forgive me if it's a little dark. So yeah, in this dining room, like I said, we wanted it to be open. So that was our approach in here. We wanted it to be open to the kitchen. So here is where we had bar stools. And then when cooking, you can see the whole house. So it was a nice open floor plan. And yeah, that's pretty much all we did in this room. We just knocked that wall out, knocked this wall out, and we had our dining area here. I'm sitting in here. I haven't been in here in a while, y'all, so I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been so long. But this is our baby. This is our first house. So, yep, this is where we lived at.
It was supposed to live there for 2-3 years.
No, it was supposed to be 5 years, right? About 4 years. Yeah, our plan was to live here for 4 years. We ended up staying closer to 7, but that's what happens. What else? I'm trying to show y'all. So I'm showing y'all what it looked like before, and then I'm gonna go through and show y'all what work we still have to do to get it ready for the tenant. All right, so let's walk through now. So like I said, this was a wall. This was the kitchen. We completely knocked this out so that it can be open to the rest of the house. Let me walk y'all through. So imagine this being a door, because originally this was a door, and then you would just walk into the kitchen. You would walk into the kitchen this way. This wasn't here. We built the steps just because we wanted it to have.
We elevated this up here because.
Yeah, we elevated the steps so that it kind of overlooks the dining room and the living room. But this was the kitchen. My husband's in here working right now, so it's kind of, a mess.
Oh, show him your feature up there.
Oh, see, he wants me to show y'all. I built this. Well, I wanted somewhere to store my wine and my wine glasses. So up there is where, I used to put some wine glasses.
Homebody Trish can't be missed, whether she's unwinding and designing or whining and dining. She's steadily climbing.
And some wine.
Wine and design.
And so Derek says, I've been whining and designing from the very beginning. So I'm not new to this, y'all. I'm true to this. But anyway, so yeah, so that, what else? Hold up, let me take y'all off the tripod. I had to take y'all off the tripod because it's kind of hard to maneuver.
That was like the menu.
Yeah, and then, okay, so I designed this kitchen, excuse me, Derek. I designed this kitchen in a way that I tried, this is when I first started learning how to configure a kitchen. I tried to make it in a triangle so that it's easy to maneuver in the kitchen. I wanted my stove to be the stove goes here, and then the refrigerator is here. But because the kitchen is kind of small, it was hard to really put it in the triangle that is suggested, but it still was very functional. What is going on? It still was very functionable. Am I using that right? Am I saying that right? So yeah, so the stove goes here, the sink, we had our refrigerator here, and then down here was let me see.
Beverage cooler.
We had a beverage cooler here, so I can store all of the wine.
We did a whole bunch of extra unnecessary work. I was just learning how to build, and I decided to hand make this countertop, which I wish I didn't.
Hold it up so they can hear you. He's just giving his take on the build.
No, good. No, that's all. I was just talking about the counters. That's all. This is handcrafted. I had to cut every piece of tile, but it's early on. It's early on at my beginning of doing this type of stuff.
All right, so then after the kitchen, back here is the laundry room. So right now it's being renovated because we had a leak, so I'm gonna be replacing the drywall here. And some of the, some of the ceiling, drywall, and repainting. Gonna paint back here. And then there's just a half bathroom. It's kind of dark so you can't see. But half bath, so sink, toilet, that is it. Okay. All right, I'm not gonna go in the basement, but this is the basement. And then I'll take y'all upstairs. So I'm gonna take y'all up the front steps, but this is the back steps to get upstairs, but I'll show y'all once I'm up there. So we are going to walk through the front. Oh, I'm sorry, and then this is a closet right here, you know, just for like coats and things like that. It's really long, y'all can't tell, but it goes back pretty far on both sides. I'm trying to show y'all. It's kind of deep on both sides, so we were able to store a lot in there. Made some good use of the space. All right, but let's go upstairs. All right, y'all, so I'm walking up the front steps now, and then like I said, the back steps were right there, so that was nice. We didn't always have to like walk to the front to get upstairs.
So I'm currently standing in the hallway, and these pictures are of the before, so you can see it was like really charred.
So let's start with, where do we want to start? Let me just tell y'all, before I even show y'all around up here, this house, let me turn y'all around. It's dark, so I have this light. But before I even show y'all around up here, I forgot to mention. So when we bought this house, when we bought this house, originally this was a 4-bedroom. We decided to, let me go in here because a little bit, the lighting is better. So when we originally bought this house, it was a 4-bedroom house. At that time, I think we had one kid. No, we had 2 kids. We had 2 kids, and we didn't really have plans on having any more, you know, anytime soon. So we didn't really feel the need to have 4 bedrooms. But, and it was a 4-bedroom, 1 bath. So with that, I'm like, we wanted a bathroom in our master bedroom, in the primary bedroom. So we decided to turn the 4-bedroom into a 3-bed, 2.5 bath. So that's what we did. So now this house is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It did start out as a 4-bedroom, 1.5 bath. So I'm going to show you the bathroom that was the only bath, like the only full bathroom. So before we get there, this is just a closet, hallway closet. Oh, I'm trying to close the door. And then this was the full bathroom. So still, we got to get in here and clean it in preparation. But this, I'm sorry, the camera's doing whatever I want to do. So yeah, this was the full bathroom, and we kind of changed the layout in here too. This was like a, it was like a clawfoot tub that was here. Hindsight, I probably should have kept it, but it was a clawfoot tub here, and then this wall wasn't here. So we built the shower and tub combo. And then off of that bathroom is this bedroom. This was my son's bedroom at the time. And yeah, we still have some things here that we gotta move out. But this was my son's bedroom. So that's that. And then we are going to walk up the hall to the 2nd bedroom. This was my oldest daughter. Come on, this thing is doing whatever. This was my oldest daughter's bedroom. All the bedrooms in here are a good size, so that was that. Oh, it brings back all the memories. Her bed was over here on the wall that I'm standing on. She had a TV up there. So that was the benefit of like redoing the house too. We kind of put the outlets where we wanted them. We knew she was going to have a TV here. So we added an outlet in the middle of the wall so that like the wires and stuff didn't have to show. And then her closet. The closets, I will say, are kind of small in this house, but we made it work, especially for a kid's bedroom. She didn't need much. She didn't have much. And then this was this is the primary bedroom. And like I said, originally this was a 3-bedroom house, right? So I'm gonna show y'all like in the hallway. So where you see the door for my daughter's bedroom, it was another door on this wall to go into this, what was the fourth, like a bedroom. I'm sorry, we closed the door up, and then this is the primary bedroom. So in here, we added a fireplace, just had like a little bump out. And this room was really charred. It was like the whole front of the house was really, really bad as far as the fire. So we just redid that. What else did we do in here? Oh, this was the only closet, which is pretty small. So we did add a closet. So yeah, this was the only closet. So we added this closet. So that closet was my husband's, and then this closet was mine. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I can't show y'all because, let me see if I can cut the light on. I do have this light. So yeah, we did like the IKEA pack system in here. And the other floors downstairs are covered up. So I will show y'all the floors because they're not covered up in the closet. But this was this closet. These floors right here, they run throughout the house. I used to love these floors. I always wanted like the little dark, the dark cherry wood. So that runs throughout the whole house. Well, outside of the areas that have the carpet, but downstairs and upstairs in this main bedroom has the hardwood floor. And then this is the bathroom that we built. So this was originally a bedroom, remember? So we turned it into a bathroom, the shower tub combo, added this double sink, and I was going to build like a vanity here. That's why I have like the switch right here to have a light, but I never got around to like building a vanity so I can do my hair. I used to just stand in the mirror here and do my hair. So over here was like my hamper, and I just had like a picture on the wall to kind of cover that hole. But yeah, this was the bathroom and I enjoyed it. I thought that was I love that we added the bathroom in the primary just because all of us, by the time we moved out of here, it was 5 of us. I had 3 kids, and just sharing the one shower would have been hectic just because I liked it. We had 4 kids? Oh shoot, my husband's yelling 4 kids. So by the time we moved out of here, we had 4 kids. Yeah, my youngest son was, I think like 5 months. Yeah, about 4 or 5 months. So yeah, it's just hectic, you know, kind of sharing the one shower. So I thought that was perfect. That's why I think we were able to stay as long as we did, because we didn't like run into too many issues with bathrooms and like just feeling like we ran out of space. We just moved because that was the plan to move, but didn't actually feel like, oh, we had to get out of here because there wasn't enough space. So yeah, so I showed y'all. So yeah, that's up here. Still got a lot to do to get it ready for the tenant, but that is the basis of what we have going on right now. I'm going to go down these back steps and talk to y'all downstairs. All right, so I showed y'all a tour of the house, and let's start right here. I already told y'all what work we still have to do, but I'm just gonna go quickly over like the big things. Like we have to paint everything. This is the bathroom. I told y'all already about this in here in the laundry room, having to do like the sheetrock, the drywall, and paint everything. We are going to be switching out some of the light fixtures, not light fixtures, the light fixtures and faucets. I don't know, but we are going to switch out some of the light fixtures. My husband is saying he's going to take. I don't know. So we are considering taking this fan down just because it's hard to switch out these lights. So my husband was saying maybe we'll switch it out and get something that's simple for the tenant to be able to change.
You've been doing
So
like
you,
the LED things, like those you don't gotta worry about above, and it give you that recess, kind of illuminates like almost like a recess light.
all right, so yeah, so throughout the whole house, we're going to paint. That's what I'm here to do today. I'm going to start on some of the painting. Have to do paint like baseboards. What else do we have to do? Clean, like today, primarily, I'm just going to be painting. And then next week when I come, I'm going to do some of like cleaning, like the bathrooms, the windows, the wiping down of everything, all of those things just to get it ready for the tenant. But right now it's cold in here because like I told y'all, we don't have any like the heat and the electric and stuff is not, the gas and electric is not on. So it's chilly. I'm going to start getting busy just so I can like warm up, and we have a lot to do in a little bit of time. So I'm going to have to pick y'all up later and get started. All right, so my goal for today is to get this front room painted. Every room in this house has to be painted, so just one by one, that's what I'm going to get done today. Hopefully, if I have some energy, when we get to the next room, but I don't know if it's best. Yeah, we just get everything painted, and then once I clean, I'll start cleaning from top to bottom, but that's going to be another day. I'm going in with Repost Gray. This is like a nice neutral color for rentals and just like, you know, primary homes. But I like this for rentals because it's very neutral. So it goes with like a lot of different decor. Sometimes if you put a color that doesn't go with much, you find the tenants sometimes ask like if they can change the paint color, and we just prefer if that's not really a thing that's necessary to do. But so yeah, Repost Gray seems to be very neutral for us. I mean, it's a neutral color. It seems to work for us. So if it ain't broke, we don't like to fix it. And then even on this is a satin finish. Typically, a satin finish is nice for like areas for like baseboards and stuff like that, because it does have a little sheen on it, which isn't ideal for the walls. But satin is nice because you can wipe it down. So in our rentals, sometimes we do opt to put satin on the walls just for that reason only, just so it can be wiped down easily. But yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead in here and finish painting this wall. Y'all know I've been trying to work out, right? So I think this is gonna count as my workout for the week. It's a full body. It's a full body. Now, let me turn this off real quick, y'all. Anyway, y'all, today, it's been a long day. I wanted to get here earlier. So painting the whole house. Right now we're working on the trim, me and my daughter. Typically mainly my husband, and then I would help out whenever I can. But we are like on a time crunch between like trying to meet the deadline for the tenant to move in. So we have kids. They can help. They just want to sit home all day on their tablets, on their phones. I'm looking at my daughter because she's sitting here turning around looking like, no, she doesn't. And when she know, Logan, are you normally on your phone just chilling? Like 6, 7? Yeah, like 6, 7. But anyway, so they're here. Well, it's just me and my daughter here right now, but we're trying to get the trim painted, and my husband and my son are like cleaning the house out, like the basement, and just doing other things, right? I have to get to work because there is so much to do in so little time. So yeah, outside of that, I got to get busy. It's cold, so I want to start moving so I can warm myself up. Logan, did you want to say hi? Hold on.
Well, I'm looking crazy.
Hi. She's over there painting the trim. Getting it in.
I need you to check it.
Gotta put these kids to work. You know, they gotta earn their keep. Y'all wanna eat tonight? Paint those baseboards, you know?
You see that detail? You see that filling?
When Shorty got a big head, I was like, oh, Gina. I made a meal, I got a deal, I lit the whole team up. I had the whole squad lit, I had the city poppin'.
Alright y'all, so this is where we're wrapping up for today. We still have a few more things we need to finish before it's completely move-in ready, so I'll bring y'all back in the next video for the full transformation.